These are a few of Bernard L. Madoff's things. That from Alex Berenson in the New York Times, the FT. The list reads less like a court document, more a catalog of the trappings of Park Avenue privilege. Stephen Harbeck of SPIC with us. Stephen, if we see this issues with the watches and the jewelry, should SPIC be investigating books at Mr. Madoff's house? I mean, couldn't he keep the records at his home?
Certainly possible, but we'll eventually get access to everything we need. I do think the records that are on the premises provide a pretty good picture of what happened. But you're absolutely right. The fact that he's taken actions that appear to be in violation of his parole means that he's still acting outside of what we would expect at this point.
Well, you said a minute ago that he had two sets of books, one showing how much money he actually had, and the other showing how much money he was telling his clients that they had. How much did he actually have?
The trustee's been able to recover somewhere in the neighborhood of north of $800 million in the business in liquid assets and cash and securities.
Okay, this is the investment fund part of the business, not the broker-dealer part?
Well,
or is it both?
The fact of the matter is, there was only one corporate entity, okay? And while it was registered as both an investment advisor and as a brokerage firm, if you gave money to Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, Inc., you gave it to a SPIC member firm, and there's no real distinction between the investment advisor and the broker-dealer at law.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Even though we have all those reports that people working at the broker-dealer part didn't really know anything about the investment part.
Yeah, it's the legal equivalent of a chalk line on the floor.
Where the money
that's a very steep Chinese wall. I love that. That's a great phrase, Mr. Harbeck. Chalk line on the floor really paints the picture, Ken.
Well, the money he had taken in from investors, where did he have it?
That is the great mystery of the case, because we don't know. We have not yet had an opportunity to follow the money. The trustee that's been appointed, Irving Pickard, has served as a trustee in more cases of this kind than any other human being. One of his statutory jobs is to make a report to the court on the demise of the firm, what caused it, where the money went, who's responsible, and how the efforts he's gotten to take it back. Both trustees appointed under the Securities and Investor Protection Act and SPIC are extremely aggressive in making sure that once we pay customers, we stand in their shoes, assume their rights, and go after the money.
Can you go after the money in 12 seconds here? Can you go after the money in Switzerland? We'll come back and talk about this.
The answer is we can go after money anywhere we can find it.
Well, Stephen Harbeck with us. We'll have more in the next half hour with the Securities Investors Protection Corporation. I'll tell you, can you get goosebumps just thinking about the way this could plot out? I mean,
sure.
I saw the trailer for the Da Vinci Code movie a couple weeks ago, and it really reads with that tension of the story that will be told of this.
Well, here's another one of those questions. With a set of books that showed how much he had taken in from people, he had to be putting it somewhere. Was it bank deposits?
And
I mean, was he actually investing it? He just wasn't making enough of a return that he had promised people.
I don't want to speculate on that, but I think Mr. Harbeck gave us a terrific perspective there on some of the challenges SPIC faces and the divide between SPIC's responsibilities and that of, say, FBI, as he mentioned, and, of course, a beleaguered SEC. Much more to talk on this in the next half hour to continue this discussion with Stephen Harbeck.
Stephen Harbeck is the president of the Securities Investor Protection Corporation, SPIC.